Okay, this thing is super heavy. That's why I've got it here, and I'm just splitting the box because I'm by myself, and I'm not going to lift this thing off this little table. With our wood burning stove from VEVOR. VEVOR. Please forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. This thing is really awesome. I thought for sure they were going to send us some rinky-dink tin can piece of metal that wouldn't last one fire. When VEVOR reached out and said, "Hey, would you like a wood burning stove?" Hell yeah, I would. Send it on. And they actually sent a bigger one than I told them I wanted. This wood stove by VEVOR, it's really nice. It's heavy duty. Look how thick that metal is. That is heavy steel. It's got a smokestack. I've just got the base on right now. I don't have the whole thing on. I've got 4 pieces that go on this all the way up. This thing can go in a tent. You get a tent that has the hole cut in the top for the wood pipe, the flue to go through. This will heat it up good, I bet you. Unfortunately, I'm so bummed today, there's a fire ban here in East Tennessee. So I cannot start a fire in this tonight. So maybe tomorrow. As soon as they lift that fire ban, I'm going to be out here lighting it up. Now, one thing I was concerned about when I was taking it out of the box, I thought, well, it's going to be outside. it starts to rust or whatever, that's going to be too bad. Until I got a hold of it and felt how strong and thick this thing is. So you could use wood burning stove paint, right? Don't they have paint for wood stoves? High temperature paint? You could put that on this if you needed to. It's got your vent holes to ventilate it. Got these cool racks on the side. You can cook on this thing. And I bet you that it stays hot enough that you could actually put something out here to heat it up. And you got a handy dandy little pull shovel to clean that puppy out. Just leave that right there. But let me show you these wood stacks, these flues. I keep saying wood stacks. They're flues. Yeah, there's 4 of them right there. They all go together, so they'll be quite tall. I may put them on to show you, and I may not, because I don't need them on for here in the backyard. It's got a damper in the flue. Try to line it up with the handle so you know which way it's pointing. I still got to do some work to that, though. It doesn't want to... It's not very loose in there. It's kind of tight, and my handle kind of spins inside there. It's doing pretty good now, but right there it gets tight. So I'm going to have to take it out. It looks like it's rubbing right here. I might just need to file that down a little bit. We'll see. Maybe when it gets hot, it'll expand. But this thing is really well built. I got to hand it to them. That's thick steel right there. I mean, there's nothing cheap. Even the legs, high quality stuff. I can't wait to use this thing. You know, when we got this sent to us, I was thinking it's going to be something we can use in the camper, take it with us. I gotta be honest, it's not very portable, and this puppy is heavy, man. When it was in the box, it was all I could do to carry it by myself. Maybe that's because I'm just a weak old man. I don't know, but it's heavy. So to transport this thing, unfortunately we're not going to be able to use it in the truck camper. Just there's nowhere to put this thing to take it with us. But out here in the backyard at our fire pit, with our cool slee stack stones. Anybody remember the slee stacks, what that's from? Yep. Got our slee stack stones and our hobo freight log splitter. This thing is going to come in really handy here. Now if you have a travel trailer and have the bed of your truck open, yeah, you can take it with you. So it's going to be another day or two before I can light a fire. It's only going to be a couple minutes for you guys, though. I am really impressed with the quality of this thing. Look at that. I mean, that is heavy-duty stuff. Gotta say. Thanks, VEVOR. There they are. I don't know how you pronounce that. Tough Tools, half price. They got a whole lot of stuff. We'll leave a link in the description. You go check them out. Alright guys, I'm not sure my microphone's working anymore, so hopefully you can hear me. I'm going to take a couple measurements for you. This fire chamber, opening in this, 9.5 inches wide, 7 1/8, I'd call it 7 inches tall. So it's got a good size opening for your fire chamber. Top plate, 22.5 long, hmm. 14 3/8. I would just say 14, so 22.5 by 14 is the top plate. And it stands off the ground 17.5 inches where I am right now. It stands off the ground. So it's not bad. It's a good size. See the actual depth. $21 inches. You can really stoke that thing up with a lot of material to burn. And you got your grate on the outside. Eight inches off of the stove. 20 and a half along the side of it. Pretty good. These flue, I just measured it. They are 19 inches. Each flue is 19 inches, and I think it does go down inside each of them, maybe an inch or so. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know, 60 some inches after you put them all together, and they sleeve into each other. But I may go ahead and put them on for you when I get ready to burn. That's pretty good. So it's about a 20-inch wide stance at the bottom of the legs on the ground. Tell you what, it's pretty good. So far, I'm impressed. All right, guys, it's a beautiful day here in East Tennessee, and the fire ban has been lifted. We're going to light this puppy up. Make sure I got all my parts out of there. All right. Yes, I'm doing it the lazy way. I got a starter. Get some wood. Break up some wood. Okay, she's starting to take up pretty good. Nice thing about this fire pit, you can put, I guess I better take my microphone off of there, huh? That wouldn't be good. You can put regular cut logs in here. It's big enough to hold them. Let's see what this does. So you guys see I got one piece of the stack on. That's just, ooh, some heat coming out of there. That's just one piece of it. And there's 4 of these, so you can imagine. That's really warming up already. I'm afraid this thing is just going to be totally awesome. Ooh wee, man, it's getting hot. You know what? I'm going to... That's a little fire. I'm going to have to see if I can't put something on there to cook it or something. Dude, I'm going to run and get me a pot. I'm going to put it on the stove. All right. I just grabbed a pot of water. I want to see how hot that gets, how quick. You can feel good heat coming out underneath these grates. That's just with a small fire in there. Look how little that fire is. One thing I'm thinking, I wonder how hot these vents are going to get by touched by bare hand and this handle. They did send a glove, some gloves, I guess are heat gloves. That's sizzling up here. That's just water. I just want to see how long it takes to boil. I got that thing pretty much wide open. Can you hear it? Hear it sizzling? Can you see it? See the smoke coming out of it? Tell you what, man, this thing would be the bomb in a tent. You got a tent that's cut for it, or if you could make a hole in the tent, this thing would keep you toasty roasty. Especially if you were going hunting, you had like a hunt camp. This thing is awesome. Well, we'll give it a few minutes. See what happens here with this water. All right, so we have to be honest. There are a lot of pros with this stove, but there are some cons. In my opinion, the cons wouldn't change my mind as far as purchasing one. First con is it's a little large, so if you're going to try to travel with it, it wouldn't be good for that unless you have a good storage space you could keep it, but it doesn't break down easy. You got to disassemble the legs and the flue. These side tables come off really easy. The other con is that handle does get hot. Now it's getting really hot. So you got the gloves they sent you. That's probably why they sent them to you, so that you can grab that handle and open it and close it with ease, or if you have to take these racks off when it's hot. Now the handle does have a hole in it, so I think technically you could probably get something and put in that hole and fasten it so you can open it and close it. Something that would not conduct the heat, maybe. It's only 2 logs in there burning. Almost reaching the 20-minute mark on that water boiling. Which isn't bad just for a 2-log fire, you know. Here are the gloves they sent. They're a little small for me. That should be another option. Size of the glove. You should be able to tell them what size you need. That's much better. Yeah, you're burning away in there. Thing is, do I want to put any more wood on that or not? How long do I want to be out here? Got some small stuff. Tell you what, that's going to get that thing cranking now. I mean, that's the heat. It's radiating a couple feet. off of that with that little fire. You saw how small that fire is. We'll give that a few more minutes. Now, in all fairness, my fire is a small fire, so it's heating up that water appropriately for the size of the fire. Something I was thinking on this handle, they could make a hook on that handle that you could hook that latch with and open it. Then you wouldn't have to rely on a glove. But still, the pros outweigh the cons on this thing. It is well built. It is thick steel. Yeah, I can see taking this camping, and this could be your cooktop. Be much more fun to cook on this than any Blackstone, in my opinion. Where'd my drink go? Here's to the camping season. So once you do get all your flue connected and together, you do have this rain cap that goes on top. It's got 3 bolts and nuts, and they're in this little baggie right there. So that would sit on top to keep the rain out of the flue from going down in the stove. So I think what I'll do tonight is I'll just set this up on there, so if it rains, I keep the water out of that fire chamber, because that wouldn't be good to have water just sitting in there, you know. But you got that. I mean, this thing comes with everything. It's really an amazing little stove. And I can see this thing lasting a very long time. And we'll let you know, because we're gonna use this thing hard. I mean, this is something we've wanted to get for a while, and we had the opportunity from VEVOR to review it and see what we think. So definitely, it's gonna be around. Hopefully it'll last. Hopefully it's the long-lasting quality that it feels and looks like. So the stove does radiate some heat from the bottom down. So one thing I'd recommend, if you did have this in a tent or any kind of structure, I'd put down one of those heat trays. Something like you'd use underneath a wood stove to deflect the heat so it doesn't, you know, burn whatever it's sitting on. Because that gets a little warm down here, so just keep that in mind. The legs are fine. They get warm about right there. They're kind of hot. Then they're fine down through here. Just keep that in mind. You might want to have something to put underneath this thing if you're in a tent especially. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you're still here. That's our review of the VEVOR wood burning stove. Awesome. Just want to thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out with me on this chilly day in East Tennessee. And hopefully this stove will be around for a while, and we'll let you know how it holds up. As always, guys, y'all have a blessed one. Until next video, peace out.